guys, tonight we are reading a book called Me, Jane. It's a Caldecott book, so it won Best Pictures for the year it was published, and it's about a little girl who grew up to become Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall is a scientist, an anthropologist, that means somebody who studies human cultures, and a primologist. A primologist is someone who studies primates. Primates are things like monkeys, chimpanzees, and gorillas. It's a really cool job. So here's a picture of Jane when Jane was little. And this is by Patrick McDonnell. If I can find the front page. So, me, Jane. Jane had a stuffed toy chimpanzee named Jubilee. She cherished Jubilee and took him everywhere she went. And Jane loved to be outside. She watched birds making their nests, spiders spinning their webs, and squirrels chasing one another up and down trees. She learned all that she could about animals and plants she studied in her backyard and read about in books. And look, she makes little puzzles about them and takes little notes. Like here's one about a woodpecker and an alligator and giraffes and elephants. One day, curious Jane wondered where eggs came from. So she and Jubilee snuck into Grandma Nut's chicken coop. Hid behind some straw, stayed very still, and observed the miracle. It was a magical world full of joy and wonder, and Jane felt very much a part of it. Jane often climbed her favorite tree, which she named Birch, and would lay her cheek against its trunk and seemed to feel the sap flowing beneath the bark. She could feel her own heart beating, beating, beating. With the wind in her hair, she read and reread books about Tarzan of the Apes, in which another girl, also named Jane, lived in the jungles of Africa. Jane dreamed of a life in Africa too. A life living with and helping all animals. At night, Jane would tuck Jubilee into bed, say her prayers, and fall asleep. To awake one day, now she's all grown up, to her dream come true. And this is a picture of adult Jane Goodall. And when Jane grew up, she actually did go to Africa and study chimpanzees. And then here it tells a little bit about Jane. And here's Jane Goodall now. She's the founder of the Goodall Institute and the United Nations Messenger of Peace. And she says that each one of us makes a difference. We cannot live through a single day without making an impact on the world around us. And we have a choice of what type of difference we make. Isn't that a nice thing to say? So you have a choice on what type of impact you make on the world. Wonderful. You have a wonderful night. Good night.